One of Black Desert's large-scale PvP content, where guilds and alliances fight for control over nodes scattered across the Black Desert world. Join forces with your guildmates to capture and defend forts, boosting your guild's honor while claiming victory rewards. Node wars are held every day from Sunday to Friday, 20 CT CEST for EU and 18 PT for NA. Once you and your guild decide that you are ready to follow these steps, register, select your territory, guild members, apply for participation. To participate in a node war, a guild officer or higher must apply for a territory through the node war menu. You will have until 1 hour before it begins. In the node war participation UI, leaders can choose from 3 territory groups. Among these territory groups, some have a maximum gear score limit. Make sure to apply for the territory best suited for your guild. Once you've registered for a node war, the results will be announced 15 minutes before the war begins. If you registered for Balanos or Serendia territory group, your battlefield will be chosen randomly from those options. With your territory confirmed, head over to the designated server for that territory and press the Participate button to join the node war. With your participation secured, it's time to prepare for combat. Take various offensive and defensive consumables, receive silver buffs from towns, villa buffs, and why not add house furniture buff to the mix. If you want to strategically use annexes or effectively destroy opponents' defenses with cannons, purchase annex assembly tools and lynch cannon assembly kits from the Guild Military Supply Manager in town with guild funds. Campsite can now also be used during the node war. 10 minutes before the start of the node war, the Assemble feature will appear on the top right of the screen on the selected node war server. By clicking this button, adventurers will be instantly transported to a village near the node war area. This function allows you to quickly gather with your guild members, plan your strategy together, and start as one. As the node war begins, forts across the map will activate based on how many guilds are participating. The location of these activated forts changes with each node war. These forts, initially neutral and unclaimed, can be conquered by the first guild to smash through their durability. Once a fort is yours, the real challenge then begins, defending it against all others. These forts have predetermined durations of 10 to 60 minutes depending on the number of guilds involved, which you can check on the world map. For instance, with 10 guilds participating, 5 neutral forts come into play. To win in the node war, not only must your guild capture a fort, but it must also hold it until the fort's timer has concluded. Once you have successfully defended your fort, your guild will then be rewarded. Should you lose your fort or fail to capture one, you must re-engage in combat to secure another fort before the remaining time ends. Among the forts, some will be marked with a question mark. These forts do not display when their timer runs out, and if you control one when the timer ends, you will receive greater rewards than from others. Consider various strategies, such as launching a relentless assault on a fort whose time is nearly up, or seize and hold a fort with an undisclosed end time to reap greater rewards. When you're slain in combat in Node Wars, you can choose a town to respawn in. This allows a swift and strategic return to the action. Plus, an important change has been made this time. Your mount will also respawn with you. The structures used in Node War can be mainly categorized as annexes, siege weapons and guild mounts, and outposts. Guild military supply managers in towns sell annex assembly tools. These can be installed anywhere in a node war area. Installing annexes costs guild funds, so be mindful of their positioning before setting one up. In addition, you can use the purchased assembly tool to install an annex near an occupied fort. You can right-click the tool in your inventory and select the annex to install it immediately without accessing a separate UI. You can move the annex freely about before installing it in-game, but do be mindful of your surroundings before confirming it. Flame towers and Hawatchers are annexes which can be mounted by adventurers. The flame tower deals powerful fire attacks over a large area to nearby foes, while the Hawatcher can unleash a deadly barrage of arrows over a large area with its arcing fire attacks. You will need to purchase oil and arrows respectively from the Guild Military Supply Manager to use these annexes. The Elephant Nursery is an annex that enables your guild to bring sturdy elephant mounts into battle. Once built, press function start, and after a certain period of time, you'll be able to deploy the Cadria Elephant, which must have been registered via guild crafting beforehand. Cadria Elephants, who boast high HP, can deal significant damage to forts or impose a wide range of CC effects on other adventurers. The Lynch Cannon, a formidable weapon, enables attacks on enemies, annexes, or forts from a distance. Lynch Cannon assembly sets can be purchased from the guild military supply manager and installed. Cannonballs can be crafted at a siege weapon workshop by acquiring a house with contribution points. Alternatively, you can purchase cannonballs or flame cannonballs from the guild military supply manager. However, there is a limit to the number that can be installed. Among the annexes and guild mounts, some serve as strategic outposts, such as the Indomitable Flag and the Guild Galley. By placing an Indomitable Flag in a Node War area or positioning your Guild Galley inside one, you can gain the ability to resurrect at these locations instead of the nearest town. This opens up opportunities for diverse strategies that utilize different locations. So, after a fierce battle with a tightly planned strategy, you claimed victory. What rewards await you? First, if you have successfully defended your fort until the end, you will receive a portion of the tax from the region where the fort is located. This tax will go to your guild's funds, which becomes a valuable resource to provide your guildies with guild buffs or silver as bonus. There are also individual rewards. Depending on the fort, you can receive various rewards such as gold bars and various powerful items. On top of this, you will also receive a special week-long buff. When you level up nodes by investing energy, you will receive an item drop rate buff when defeating monsters in the node's area. Winning in Node Wars doubles this benefit, giving you an item drop rate buff of up to 20%. And this applies to the entire territory group. For example, if you applied and emerged victorious from a Node War in Calphian or Camasylvia territory group, the node investment buff for both regions will be doubled for the week. Since this effect lasts a week, you could win more Node Wars in other territory groups to expand the area of this effect, or you could win within the same group to refresh the buff in the same area. To conclude this video, Node Wars have been revamped so you no longer need to build forts or annexes beforehand. You can now jump in and take control of activated forts, install campsites during Node Wars, have your horse resurrect with you, and claim your rewards from your Black Spirit safe. Occupy nodes with your guildies by planning tactics together as a team to win various rewards and share joyful memories. Thank you for watching this Node War guide, and best of luck in your next Node War.